addiction, mental health, poverty. There are so many circumstances that impact families today that can result in young people needing to be removed. And that is heartbreaking.
It's definitely healthy in some cases for us to be taken away from our caregivers that obviously weren't proper for us.
Bree is a leader. She has this fire and she will let you know what is important to her.
When it came to my siblings, I got separated from them and it tore me apart.
We grew up in a pretty traumatic household. We were neglected pretty bad.
Viv, she's quiet till you get to know her. Then you realize, like, wow, she is wise beyond her years.
It's already traumatic enough going into foster care, being separated from someone that you love, and not being able to see them for years is worse.
I grew up in a two-parent household until I was 10, and being in foster care, this whole situation made me realize that if we don't got our family, then we don't have nothing.
I met Sasha when she entered into our program. She does not even know how inspiring she is to us.
And with our mom leaving us, I had to step up and be the kind of parent to my brothers and my sister. If you didn't see me, you didn't see my sister. We were literally like this. The age didn't matter. Wherever she went, I was going. Wherever I went, she was coming with me. So it's like when we got split up, I was hurt because we grew up with each other. And it's like now they're removing that bond that we had.
I know for a fact that there's so many siblings out there who would just love to be able to call their sibling at least every day, to hear their voice every day, if not see them. Our parents didn't work out. We just expect to at least have our brothers and sisters by our side going through this.
The Department of Human Services has really made a space for young people's voice to be heard, and it's incredible because it's changing how laws are made.
The program's name is Healthy Transition Homeless Prevention, and we chose the Y just because of how they've decided to implement the program with independent living skills groups, and they really work well with the youth one-on-one case management as well as their life coaching program. I took a group of foster youth from Minnesota to Washington, D.C. for the Foster Youth in Action Leaders for Change conference.
We were flying back from Washington, D.C. back to Minnesota, and we were talking about everything that we learned and what we experienced, and we decided that Minnesota needed a sibling Bill of Rights.
When the flight attendant came by to bring me water, I asked her if she could give me a few extra napkins, and she said sure, and then I got out my pen and I started writing, and I don't really think she realized that those napkins would turn into a law. The biggest goal in general with this bill is, if at all possible, keep them together. That's the point. But if they're separated, there are things that come with that all need to be followed. Basic visitation rights, who's allowed to be in the room, how long the visit is, how often the visit is. So if you guys happen to be separated by miles, at least letters, phone calls, FaceTime.
We did get approved to be able to do a peaceful rally march. And so we marched from the hotel we're at to the Capitol.
Everyone was energized and yelling and cheering and chanting as we walked.
Bree would say, foster care, and all the youth would say, champions.
My voice is finally being heard, and I'm gonna say everything that I've been trying to say for so many years.
Representative Peggy Bennett was a huge support to us to move this bill forward.
When I looked at that, my first thought was, well, this is a no-brainer. This should be happening already. I know how important family is, and especially to young people who have been sadly taken out of a situation that they couldn't be with their parents.
She wasn't saying it for a camera. She wasn't saying it to make money. She wasn't saying it to get votes. She was saying it to a bunch of traumatized youth who needed someone to believe in them that's in a position of power, and she did just that.
If you've never experienced foster care or known somebody who's been in foster care or understand the historic trauma around it, you don't know what you don't know.
This is important to me. I know a lot of you don't get to listen to people actually that have lived through it. You don't get to listen to them very much. I just want to be able to see my boys again. I'm 19 years old and it's still hard. I just really want your help with this, and you're my last option that I have.
All the people before them had facts and data and stats, and she said, You can Google stats, but you can't Google my story.
I was able to say what I needed to say, and I got my point across.
There are young folks that are really willing and have that courage to stand up and speak out when they have that kind of support around them, when they feel safe, when they feel secure.
I just think the YMCA is a neat organization, the way it comes alongside young people and helps nurture them. We want to help them just be who they want to be, and the YMCA does that.
No matter what I came to them with, no matter what I said, no matter how I acted, they never stopped supporting me.
Just letting us know, like, we are such amazing people and we're gonna do such amazing things.
In the end, I had the girls come back when the bill came back to the House floor. That was just a wonderful experience.
And the young people were there. They're on the House floor, and it's full. It's packed with legislators.
Our foster children and young people deserve to be with their siblings when at all possible and when appropriate.
I was like, it's coming up to us. I'm nervous because we've worked so hard. You know, we went to Washington, D.C., then we came back to Minnesota. We've been working on this for hours.
And there's this big board up on the sides, and it has all of the representatives' names. And there's 2 circles behind their names. And all of a sudden, the board starts to light up. And it's like bing, bing, bing. And it's green, and it's green, and it's green. And we're like, okay, it's green, it's green, it's green. And then there's a red.
And I remember the green lights. Every single one of them went on but one. I'm looking around like, who is he? You need to fix this, because the red light, we need all green.
And you literally hear this like collective gasp. And everyone's looking around, just staring at this board. And all of a sudden it turns to green.
When I seen the lights turn green, I didn't have no words. I just looked and just started crying.
And the young people got a standing ovation from all of the representatives.
Members, I have the honor today to have 2 of these beautiful young women. Now they're going to make me cry. They had a significant part in bringing this bill together, and I would just like to recognize these young women right now. I'm very proud of them.
A wall of emotion came up like, you did it, Sasha. You made a change for every foster kid coming into foster care, that no matter what the case is, they won't be separated from their siblings.
I loved it. I mean, my heart was just overflowing there, and to me, that's what my job is all about. You know, when I can make somebody's life better like that, that's what we're here for.
It felt like it came down to this moment. There's a reason that you went through this. And I wish we could take it away, but we can't. But we can make sure that no one ever has to go through that again. And it was amazing.
And I realized that with this pain comes a lot of good things.
I just look at them and think, wow, you are incredible young women in spite of all the things that you've gone through.
They never gave up. They never gave up.